Alright, we've reached the end of our day of driving, and we're going to stop up here at the Loves. And I just wanted to go over a few backing procedures with you. Just a couple of tips, some quick tips for backing. The first tip is, if you don't have to back, don't back. If you can find a pull through and it's easy to get into, take the pull through. The second tip is, if you have to back, always look for a straight line back. And if you can't find that, then your next option is to look for a hole that's easy to get into. So I'm looking now out at the Loves. You can see there's plenty of space over there, plenty of holes available. This should be an easy back. So I'm going to go over here and get lined up, and then I'll continue the video there. Okay, we're getting ready to pull in and find our parking spot. Now, a lot of drivers make the mistake of thinking they want to park closest to the building because they don't want to walk very far. But it's actually better sometimes to look at the back. The last place to fill up at truck stops is the back of the parking lot, because nobody really wants to walk that far. But you'll usually find a lot more space there. And we try to stop early enough in the day where there's plenty of holes, because truck stops will fill up quickly. Anytime you can do a side back, obviously you want to do a side back. You don't want to do blind sides unless you have to. So right now we're headed up here. We're going to try to find us a spot to back into. Okay, we have two trucks. They don't know what they're doing yet. And we're going to look for an easy hole to back into.
It's a wiener dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first wiener dog I've seen.
Okay, I'm looking out in front and I can see a hole that's almost a straight line back. Let's see what else we can find for easy backing.
What about right here?
That wouldn't be too bad.
That's a spot. Straight line, it's easy to pull in or back into, sorry.
Now, here's two spots together, and there's plenty of room to turn. When you're turning your truck around, you got to make sure of a couple of things. Number one, the backswing on the trailer, and number two, don't jackknife the rig and bend your wings. So you always want to be watching out your mirror. And try to get yourself lined up pretty well. Put your four-ways on, make sure your window's down in case you do mess up and somebody hits their horn. You can hear them. And when you start backing up, I'm going to try to stay out of the way of the mirror so you can see. Keep a watch on your spot mirror in front of you also, to make sure that you don't run into something with the front of the tractor. Alright, now I came in a little tight, so I'm just going to pull up, straighten it up a little bit. And now we'll be able to back into the hole. Now I kind of turn it into a blind side, so if you look out the right side, you'll be able to see. Take your time and back, and always back it idle. Don't throttle into the hole, because if you do mess up, at least if you're going slow, maybe you won't do a lot of damage. A lot of truck drivers get in a hurry and they throttle into the hole. But I like to take my time for the most part. There are times when I have nothing around to hit. Yeah, I have a bad habit. I've been doing this a while, and I'll throttle and get into the hole, but only when there's nothing around to hit. So this was an easy back. Hopefully the next backing video I'll set up and do an actual 45-degree back. And that's it. We're in the hole. And another thing to watch for now that I'm thinking about it is when you back up, notice how high the curb is. If it's a high curb, do not back your tires all the way against the curb. Or you'll find out when you leave in the morning, you may have ripped your mud flaps off the trailer. I've seen a lot of guys do that. Every time I see a curb back there, I try to back up all the way to the curb. In fact, I'm about 1.5 feet, 2 feet in front of the curb. I don't know if you can see it in the mirror, but that's where I stop. I set my trailer brake first, let the trailer settle, make sure the trailer brakes are locked, and then I set my tractor brake, cancel my four-ways, and then I'll go ahead and roll up the window. Back slowly, and if you have any doubts, especially with new drivers, stop the truck. I don't know if you can see it from there, but we have little stickers on all the company trucks that say GOAL on them, and that stands for get out and look. And let me tell you, there's been a lot of backing accidents. One of these days, hopefully I'll get one on film. Not that I want somebody to have an accident, but so that you can see. A lot of drivers will back up, and they usually wind up hitting something on their blind side, or sometimes even on their sight side, especially if they're doing a blind side back, because they didn't stop and get out and check. They just assumed they were lined up, they didn't get out and look, and they wound up hitting something. So if you have any doubts, or maybe you just get that gut feeling that something doesn't look quite right in the mirror, stop the truck, set the brakes, go out and look. It only takes a second. Even if there's drivers waiting, if you hit something, they're going to be waiting a lot longer. So it's better to just get out and look, make sure. I mean, everybody started out as a new driver at one point in their life, and they should understand, hey, it takes some time to back into a hole safely. Don't rush. That's the biggest thing. Don't rush, and always check. All right, thank you.